what's the hurry? Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, Zach. Heads up.
Huh? Whoa. Hey, awesome. Thanks, dude.
No problem, man. And Happy New Year. Enjoy.
Check it out, guys. It is here. I have been talking about wanting this kit since it was first announced. Nothing really too special, really, to be honest, about this kit, but it still looks fantastic, so I'm really looking forward to checking it out. This is a Gundam Base exclusive kit. This is the RX-78-2 Gundam, a Perfect Gundam version anime color Master-Grade kit. So basically what this is, it is the Perfect Gundam minus all the Perfect Gundam armor and everything on it. So it's just the main RX-78-2 Gundam, which would normally be inside of that kit, and it's in anime colors. And so the colors on it look fantastic, and I just really like this as just a nice mold of the RX-78-2 Gundam. I think it looks pretty good as a mold of the Master-Grade RX-78-2 compared to the other different many versions of Master-Grade RX-78-2, the 1.0, the 1.5, the 2.0, the 3.0. Let's not forget the Ver, and then also the recent 100 scale version kit of the Walking Gundam as well too. So amongst the many different versions of the 100 scale RX-78-2 Gundam, this one actually does look really nice. I really quite like this, so let's go ahead and check it out. So starting off with this awesome looking box art here on the front, just photographs of the actual kit, the full kit, and this close-up over here in the slashing pose. Now there's a reason why this is photographed without the shield or beam rifle or anything, because it doesn't include those, because the original kit didn't include those. So over here on the side, just as a refresher for you, that's what the 100 scale Perfect Gundam looks like with the armor on and with the armor off. And because its armaments are totally different, it doesn't have the standard shield or standard beam rifle. Those aren't included with this kit, so the only weapon that you have with this kit is the beam sabers. So that is why it's just photographed there, pictured on the front, just in this beam saber slashing pose. So again, I don't mind that necessarily. I think this is just a cool kit of just the RX-72 by itself, and I mean, and for what it is, it's simple. And this kit is not that expensive either. If you get it directly from the Gundam base, it should only cost you around $30, I think, for that. So for a Master Grade, it's not too bad. So on the top and the bottom of the box there, just have the same thing, the Gundam Base Limited, RX-72 Gundam, Perfect Gundam version anime colors there. Over here on the side, you got a little bit of background information on it there. That's in Japanese and in English, the front and rear view of it there. Some action poses, jumping, slashing with the beam saber in hand. That's one thing that I don't really like about this kit is the hands, so I'll probably look at swapping out the hands before I paint the kit, but it does look really nice, and especially the colors that it's molded in. Here's the markings for that, and it's similar to the markings for the Perfect Grade Gundam. So if we zoom in and look closely there, it's making a little note about multiple types of marking stickers with the same designs seen on the PG Unleashed RX-72 Gundam, sold separately of course. So yeah, the sticker marking designs for this are going to be the same as with the PG, same kind of font and type used for that. Over on the other side, as we just saw, there's a little bit about the Gundam base in general, just a little thing there showing the Perfect Gundam, and that is about it. So let's go ahead and get it popped open. Now unfortunately in here it is only going to be marking stickers, no waterslide decals unfortunately, but we've got those, we've got our beam saber effect parts, and all of our armor, and our manual. So we do have a completely new manual for this. It's not just taking the manual from the old Perfect Gundam and just like cutting it up. I'm assuming probably the illustrations are probably taken from the original Perfect Gundam, and they're just kind of just reworked the manual here to just only focus on just the Gundam without all the extra armor and stuff. But there you can see showing where all the marking stickers go on that. The color guide is down here at the bottom as well too. So that's just all in Japanese and in English without any actual color. On the other side, it looks like we are going to have some leftover parts, including some shield parts. So it looks like maybe we'll have at least some parts of the shield that could maybe be used. We'll have to see once we get this all put together. I'll see what's left over and see if you can actually have like a usable shield there for that. It would be kind of weird if it included all the parts to make a shield and they didn't actually show that in any of the promotional images. That would be odd. But yeah, it just goes through all the construction, everything pretty simply, as it is a pretty simple kit. Let's just go ahead and check out the runners. So here is our foil stickers for the kit. As you can see, just there for the eyes, the head cameras, and this circle, I'm not exactly sure what that's for. I'm thinking that maybe that is not for use for this kit because it's number one, it's not numbered, and number two, this is just the sticker sheet from the original Perfect Gundam. And then here is the new sticker marking sheet for this particular kit. So you got some little red lines on there, some big EFSF logos, some RX-72 logos, the 102 white base logos there, all looking very nice. Got a couple of screws in here that you'll need to use. You got runner SB1 for our standard clear pink beam saber effect parts for 1/100 scale kits. and a PC-126 for our polycaps here in gray. And here for the A runner, with this being the anime color version, the white is actually a slightly bluish greenish tinted white color, so you got that. The blue is a really nice lightish kind of blue. The yellow is a nice kind of orangey yellow, and then we got a couple of plain clear parts there at the bottom as well. Runner B1 is some more white pieces in that slightly tinted white color, and then runner B2 as well, just the rest of our white pieces for the kit. And no C runner, so we'll skip to runner D here for the red parts, and again it's in a really nice like slightly pale red color, so we got D1 and then also D2 for some more parts here. Obviously not going to use some of those parts there for the legs. And then runner E here for our inner frame parts. So this is in ABS plastic, and it's in a slightly blue-green tinted kind of gray color here as well. As you can see, there's some nice detail on there. That is in ABS plastic. And finally, the F runner, this one is in the same color but just regular polystyrene plastic for this one, for some more parts for the inner frame and backpack, hand covers and like that on here. So there is all the runners for the kit. Let me go ahead and get it put together and we'll see how it looks. Alright y'all, here it is, and it's awesome. I mean, it's an old MG, so you can't expect too much, but I mean, you just have to appreciate, I think, just the style of it, and that's what I really like about this kit. There's certainly aspects of it, namely like the backpack, for instance, that are pretty underwhelming, the hands especially as well too, that I might want to do a little bit of modification on or something. But overall, I mean, straight out of the box, this is a pretty nice kit. It's very solid, and like I said, I think just the elegance of the design is really nice. If you're an RX-78-2 fan, I think you definitely have to appreciate this design. Simple, doesn't have a ton of detail, but it's got a little bit here and there that just makes it look pretty nice. So we'll go ahead and take a look at everything here in detail. There's not a whole lot of accessories that go with this, obviously, so that should go pretty quickly, but let's go ahead and dive in. So really the only accessory that we've got is basically just the beam saber effect parts for the beam saber handles up there in the backpack, but we do have some leftover parts, and among them most notably probably is the shield, where you have most of the shield except for the actual connection piece to connect this onto the arm. So if you have some other scrap parts, or you want to do some scratch building or modification or something, you could build some sort of simple connection to have this onto the arm. I think that wouldn't be too difficult, but you have most of the shield there. Even if you don't want to use it with this kit, you could very easily use this with some other sort of kit bash or something like that. So at least you've got some useful parts in there in the extra parts. But just taking a look at the kit here itself, obviously I used the foil stickers there for the eyes and the head cameras, front and back. I also used some of the marking stickers, but not all of them around in there, so you have some options with those, how you want to use them. I basically just used them kind of how they were shown in the manual there. And again, those are styled after the Perfect Grade, but obviously much less of them here, so it's a much more simple layout of them, but the actual style of the decals is the same as with the new Perfect Grade Unleashed kit. So just going over some of the seam lines as well too. This will have a seam line there on the head between the front and back half of the head. That's probably the worst one. Otherwise, nothing else in the way of seam lines here on the forearm. That's just one solid piece, one solid piece, one solid piece there. This part right here up the top, the seam line is hidden by a panel line detail. The shoulder armor is one solid piece. The thigh armor also is one solid piece. And then here on the legs, even the only seam line that we have is on the lower part of the back of the armor, but you already have this panel line going through the back of the thigh there, so I think just turning this into a panel line so that you've got a panel line going all the way down the back of the leg would be pretty simple enough. And then really the only seam line you have to worry too much about is here on the head, and just really simply, let me show you how you could go about doing it. I'm not going to do it at the moment, but what you could do is just, glue the parts of the head together and sand away that seam line and have this face part cut the peg on the back of the face part, so that later once you've got the seam line removed, you got it painted, whatever, and then the face part is a separate piece, you can just slide that face piece back up into there with a little bit of glue, and that'll stay up in there exactly where you need it to be, so you can get rid of that seam line without having to worry about like painting and masking the face first or something like that. So pretty easy to remove that. Just to go over some of the articulation, then the head will go up to about there, so not too bad, and then down to there. That's coming actually a little bit up off the ball joint a little bit. When it's pressed down all the way, it's going to be going down to about there. But anyway, the articulation there in the neck is pretty nice. The cockpit hatch on the front here, this part will open up. You just swing that open. You can see there's your seated pilot figure and cockpit up inside of there. There's no like full-on core block or anything. It's just like a normal kind of internal frame in there, a simple Master-Grade internal frame. Around here on the backpack, yes, obviously just this one kind of piece where it doesn't look like anything would move, but actually if you remove the beam saber handles, these parts actually slide into there. So if you wanted to have it like with just a one beam saber handle or without either of them, those both will close up like that. I'm just gonna leave them both out like that, but just some other way that you could sort of make this a little bit kind of customized very simply if you wanted to. Now the shoulder armor itself won't swing to the front or back at all, so that's a bit disappointing. What you can do is actually slide out that whole shoulder joint, and I think that's probably actually for attaching some of the perfect Gundam's armor onto there probably, but what that does allow you to do is bring the arm up higher like that, so you can bring the arm up pretty high, so that's pretty nice with that little extension of the frame there like that. Otherwise, the shoulder armor is going to be pretty much fixed in place there, as it's very close to the body. As you guys can see, there's some rotation there at the top of the arm. Nice double bend there in the elbow, so you get a pretty full bend there for that. The wrist is just on a ball joint, and the hands are the hand style with the thumb is a ball joint, and the fingers are separated. The first and the second, third, and fourth are joined together like that. So not exactly the best hands. I definitely will probably end up swapping out the hands on this kit. Then going down here to our skirt armor parts, the skirt armor will lift up like that. You got some sort of nice detail up underneath there, but you might want to paint that in to make it look a little bit better if you care about that. The side skirts also move up. The side skirts are the only really parts that kind of give away that there's something that's meant to be attached onto here, because normally the RX-78-2 side skirts don't look like this, having these like connection points on there. So maybe filling those in with a little putty or something like that. I'm not really too worried about it myself, but that might be a way to just simply get rid of those. The back skirt here, these two are connected and will move up and down like that. There's no action base connector or any way to plug this onto an action base, so you will have to use one of these action base connectors for this. Otherwise, you could very simply just drill a hole up into there if you want to plug that onto a 3mm size peg. The hip joints are just ball and socket joints, so they're not going to be able to go out too wide. You're also not going to be able to rotate them at the top, but I feel like you can probably rotate them out to the side well enough that those should be just fine like that. You can bring the leg up to about 90 degrees like that. You got a nice double joint there in the knee to get a nice pretty full bend there for that as well too. The ankle is on a double ball joint, so you can move that around side to side really nicely. The ankle armor itself moves on its own. You can bring the foot up to the front to there, all the way back to there, so pretty good ankle movement here, and then some nice detail underneath the feet as well too. And the ankle armor as well, it's got the nice, or the ankle frame in there has got some nice piston detail, so when you can actually see the frame in there, it does have a little bit of nice detail there. Now, this does also have these extra little panels which are meant for attaching the perfect Gundam's armor, so that's why you have this little bit here on the knee and these little bits here on the chest. But I think just as it is, they add a nice little bit of detail, because obviously on most of the armor there's not a lot of detail there. Basically, like, you have these kind of little bit of detail here around the joints, but most of the armor is pretty much detailless. So having a little bit of like a panel separation there, having a separate panel there in the knee and these separate panels here on the top of the chest, add just a nice little bit of detail to the body that does look pretty cool, I think. And these ones here on the chest are kind of cool as well too, because you can rotate these, and if you were to put a little clear piece or something in there, you could very easily make that look like it's just a camera, or, you know, do both of them and have it look like it's two cameras. But get a little bit of sort of like the Origin Gundam or like the Gundam Mark II kind of look, where it's got like the camera in the front of the chest or something like that. You could very easily modify that to make it look like something that's not an attachment point, but just a camera there on the chest. Could look pretty cool. Alright, now here for a comparison, unfortunately the only one that I have to compare to right side by side at the moment is just the Ver. So you can see there, and you can definitely see the difference in the color. The anime colors here of this one, it's definitely got that more greenish hue to the white compared to the warm hue of the white with the Ver there, and definitely like the blues looking quite different as well too. So I really like the color schemes for both of these versions actually, for different reasons, but they're both really quite nice. Now I just want to show you guys pictures of how this compares to some other versions, because this kit came out as the original Master-Grade Perfect Gundam. It came out first, there was the 1.5, then the Ver, then this, then the 1 Year War version, and then the 2.0. So I want to show you how it compares to all those. And obviously the difference in detail and proportions and everything is going to be quite different between a lot of them. I think probably in terms of just the overall look of this, it's going to be most comparable to the 2.0, because the 2.0 had a very kind of like lower detail but more kind of anime accurate sort of look to it. So I think in terms of the outward appearance, it's going to be probably closest to the 2.0. But obviously not going to have quite nice as a frame as the 2.0, but honestly the frame on this one feels very good. This is a really solid kit actually. So as you guys can see, aside from the fact that I've been saying how solid the kit is, that the articulation is actually quite nice as well too. Again, for an older Master Grade, this is definitely not too bad at all. It does posing pretty well. It's a little bit annoying not having a proper action-based connector, but I'm finding this action-based connector actually works well enough for this. A lot of times the whole fork style action-based connector doesn't really work too well, but because this Gundam is pretty simple, it doesn't work especially well with like larger designs, or if they have like big wings or something like that on it, then those tend to not really hold the suits works well enough. But for the Gundam here just being very simple in its design, I'm finding the action-based connector actually works well enough, so I'm actually pretty pleasantly surprised by that. But overall, really cool kit. Super glad to get this. I don't really ever foresee myself getting the full-on like actual perfect Gundam MG because I don't really like the design of that, but super happy to have just the base RX-78-2 from within that Gundam, because I think it makes for a pretty cool Master Grade. Definitely a very cool version of the RX-78-2 here. So as always, guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Unfortunately, this again is a exclusive kit, so not going to be the easiest to get your hands on, but hopefully if you can find it, you can find it for pretty cheap because it shouldn't really cost all that much. But of course, if you guys want to check out some other versions of the RX-78-2 or everything else we've got on the site there, the link to USA Gundam Store will be down below. You can use my coupon code there as well as ZakuAurelius10 to save 10% off everything there on the site. So thank you to them for making all the reviews and everything possible as always. And thank you to you guys for all your support, liking the video, commenting, subscribing, all that is greatly appreciated as well too, guys. So until next time, hope you're all having a great day. See you guys later. Bye-bye.